Yo, what's up, everybody? It's your name. And look, I know this might sound crazy, like straight up bonkers, but stick with me on this one, all right? We're about to dive deep into something that's got me questioning. We're bombarded 24/7 with headlines about China, the tech race, the government, human rights. It's intense. But there's this whole other side to China that nobody really talks about. What if I told you? There's a country with 1.4 billion people, futuristic surveillance, spotless streets, and almost no violent crime. And no, it's not the US, it's China. Yeah, the country people love to criticize might actually be safer than the land of the free. And here are 10 shocking reasons why. Let's dive in. First things first, we gotta talk numbers, because in the world of YouTube, data is king, right? And the data here is China's violent crime rate. It's crazy low. We're talking lower than the US, lower than the UK, even lower than parts of Europe where you think, man, it's chill there. I'm not just pulling this out of thin air. We're talking serious studies, reports from people living in China, expats who straight up say they feel walking around Beijing at night than they do in broad daylight in cities like Chicago. Think about that for a second. I mean, we all know the stories about crime in America. It's practically in our DNA at this point. You walk down the wrong street, you're looking over your shoulder. But in China, people are out at all hours, families, kids. It's a whole different vibe. Now, I'm not saying China's perfect, no place is. But when it comes to feeling safe on the streets, walking home alone, they're doing something right. And frankly, the rest of the world could learn a thing or two. Okay, so you know how in some cities, you're lucky if you see a cop once a week? Yeah, that's not China. In China, the police presence is, well, we're talking cops posted up on street corners like they're handing out free pizza, foot patrols in the parks, security guards swarming the subway stations. It's like they're playing a real-life game of Where's Waldo, except instead of Waldo, it's Officer Jang or whatever. Now, I know what you're thinking. Dude, that sounds intense, like Big Brother is watching. And yeah, maybe it is a little. But here's the deal, that constant police presence, it works. When criminals know they're being watched, they think twice. Think about it like this. You ever speed past a speed trap when there's no cop in sight? Sure, we all have. But you see that cruiser parked on the side of the road, lights flashing? You slam on the brakes, right? It's the same principle. Visibility equals deterrence. All right, let's address the elephant in the room, the surveillance. China's got more cameras than a Hollywood backlot, and they're not just for show. We're talking facial recognition on every corner, AI systems that can track your every move. Yeah, it sounds like something out of Minority Report, but it's real life in China. And look, I get it, privacy is a big deal. But here's the thing, when it comes to stopping crime, this tech is crazy effective. Imagine a world where criminals knew they'd be caught, no matter what. Would they even try anything? It's a tough question. On the one hand, nobody wants to feel like they're being watched 24/7. But on the other hand, wouldn't it be nice to walk down a dark street and know that if something happened, someone would know instantly? It's a trade-off for sure, but when it comes to safety, China might be onto something. Chapter 4. Ladies, this one's for you. All right, I'm gonna level with you here. As a dude, I can't fully grasp what it's like to be a woman walking alone at night. But I can tell you this. I've heard countless stories from female travelers who say they feel safer in China than back home. And these aren't just casual observations. We're talking about thousands of women, solo travelers, backpackers, you name it, who say they can walk the streets of Beijing or Shanghai at night without feeling like they're gonna get snatched up. That's huge. Think about it. How many times have you heard a woman say, I carry my keys like this so they stick out between my fingers? Or, I always text my friend when I get home safe. It's sad, but it's our reality. But in China, it seems like that fear just isn't there. I'm not saying catcalling or harassment doesn't exist in China, but it's clear they've got a different level of respect for women in public spaces. And that, my friends, is something worth talking about. Chapter 5. It takes a village and a whole lot of nosy neighbors. Okay, so maybe this is where things get a little different. See, in China, they've got this thing about community, like a community. Neighbors actually know each other. Shopkeepers look out for the kids on the block. It's like a throwback to a simpler time, you know? And yeah, maybe it's a little nosy. Maybe you can't get away with blasting your music at 3 a.m. without someone's grandma giving you the stink eye. But here's the upside. That sense of community breeds responsibility. People feel accountable for each other's safety. It's like this unspoken rule. You see something suspicious, you say something. You see a kid wandering around alone, you don't just shrug and keep walking, you make sure they're okay. It's a different mindset, but it seems to be working. Chapter 6, Clean Streets, Clear Minds. I'm gonna be real with you. I'm not the tidiest dude on the planet. My studio, let's just say it's creatively organized. But even I gotta admit, there's something to be said for a clean city, and China, they've got cleanliness down to an art form. I'm talking spotless streets, sparkling sidewalks. You could practically eat off the subway floors, not that I recommend it. And you know what? There's a connection between cleanliness and safety. It's called the broken windows theory. The idea is simple. When a place looks neglected, it sends a message that nobody cares. And when nobody cares, crime flourishes. But when a city is clean and well maintained, it shows that people take pride in their environment, and that can make a huge difference. Chapter 7. Okay, this one's a little more complex. See, China's legal system is, well, it's different. Let's just say they don't mess around. Conviction rates are high, sentences are often harsh, and the wheels of justice move fast, like really fast. Now, I'm not here to debate the ethics of China's legal system. That's a whole other video. But I will say this, that swift and strict approach to justice, it definitely sends a message. And that message is, don't even think about committing a crime here because you get caught and you face the consequences. Is it a deterrent? Absolutely. Is it controversial? For sure. But when it comes to keeping the streets safe, China's legal system is undoubtedly a factor. Okay, this one might seem obvious, but hear me out. Have you ever noticed how creepy a dark alleyway is? Or how much safer you feel walking under a streetlight? Lighting matters, people. And China gets it. I'm talking about cities that are lit up like Times Square at midnight, streets bathed in warm, inviting light. Even parks and residential areas are well lit. And you know what? It makes a difference. Criminals hate light. They thrive in darkness, where they can hide and prey on unsuspecting victims. But when you take away their cover, when you make it impossible for them to blend in, crime rates plummet. Okay, let's talk about public transportation for a sec. Specifically, the kind that doesn't make you feel like you're starring in a gritty crime drama. You know what I'm talking about? The subways where you clutch your bag a little tighter and avoid eye contact with everyone. Yeah, that's not a thing in China. I'm talking about gleaming subway stations, spotless trains that arrive on time. Imagine that. And security guards at every turn. It's like stepping into a futuristic utopia compared to some of the public transit systems I've seen. And you know what the best part is? It's safe. Like really safe. People actually use the subway late at night without a second thought. Families, kids, elderly folks. Everyone feels comfortable riding the rails in China. All right, last but not least, let's talk about something a little more intangible, respect. It might sound cheesy, but respect is a fundamental part of Chinese culture, and it's everywhere you look. People mind their own business. They don't blast their music on the subway. They don't shove past you on the sidewalk. There's a sense of order and consideration for others that's refreshing, to say the least. And yeah, maybe it's a bit more formal than what we're used to in the West. But there's something to be said for a society where people are generally respectful of each other's space and boundaries. It creates a more peaceful, harmonious environment. Now, I'm not saying there aren't rude people in China. Every country has its share. But overall, there's a palpable difference in the level of respect you encounter in daily life. And that, my friends, makes a world of difference. So, look, I'm not gonna lie. Making this video was eye-opening. It made me question everything I thought I knew about China. Because while there are definitely things to criticize, when it comes to safety, they're doing something right. Is China perfect? Not at all. But when it comes to safety, especially in cities, it just might be doing something right that the rest of the world needs to study. Maybe it's the surveillance, maybe it's the police presence, maybe it's the strong sense of community, or maybe it's a combination of all those things. Whatever it is, it's working. And maybe, just maybe, the rest of the world can learn a thing or two from China about how to create safer cities for everyone. Would you feel safer in China than in the US? Let us know in the comments.